In other news tonight, trafficking in persons is a challenge globally and one that garners billions of dollars. This Monday will be observed as World Day Against Trafficking in Humans. Jimenita Swain reports tonight that the national committee responsible for the issue hopes that more victims come forward.
Human trafficking is modern-day slavery that more than 21 million people globally have fallen victim to. Many of those victims are predominantly women and children. In fact, statistics show that the criminal industry that sells and exploits humans for profit accrues in excess of $32 billion annually. Chair of the Inter-Ministry Trafficking in Persons Committee, Susan Knowles, explains how people can fall prey to scams that end in human trafficking.
Sometimes persons seeking a job from out of the Bahamas come to the Bahamas hoping to receive what they have been promised. Because they're in a strange land and they don't have the necessary contacts, they can easily be duped and forced into doing something they don't want to do.
Noel says the two main types of trafficking that has emerged in the Bahamas is sexual and labor trafficking. In many instances, Assistant Director of Social Services Zenovia Coakley Mills says victims' travel documents are taken away.
You find that persons, when they come in, the person who would have brought them in would have made all the arrangements for them, yes. And they would take possession of their documents and hold them as a way of maintaining control over the person. So they already don't know where they are. They don't know anybody. And they have no form of identification, that they can even move if they have an opportunity sometimes to escape.
The task force encompasses agencies that include social services, the police, defense force, and the Attorney General's office, who all work to build a case to nab human traffickers.
The first thing is that we seek medical attention for that victim. We then attempt to gather the evidence necessary to develop a case. After we would do a comprehensive interview and put all the necessary information together, we would then consult the Attorney General's office with that file, who will then say to us if this individual can be deemed a victim of trafficking in persons.
The task force works with an annual budget of $100,000, and officials do as much as possible to work with victims to build a case against perpetrators.
Our attempt is to make the victim comfortable and cooperative so that if this matter is to end in prosecution, we would get their full support. Okay? Now, you might have heard of certain cases that would have made the news in terms of prosecution, but not every victim sticks around for the prosecution, particularly in the case of the foreign victims. Sometimes because of what has transpired, they have been so traumatized, they only want to get back home, and we cannot restrict their movements.
Now, committee members will be on the streets come Monday morning, handing out pamphlets and sharing information with hopes that any victims come forward for help. They also say for the observance that people should use the hashtag #EndTrafficking in Persons. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.